9 years ago, when the Startup India initiative was started, India had only 10 unicorns. As of today, India has more than 105 unicorns. 5 years back, India did not had even a single venture funded startup valuing more than 10 billion US dollar market cap and which was publicly listed. But as of now, India has 5 such companies: Zomato, Swiggy, Policybazaar, Make My Trip. India has a very different ecosystem as of now and seems to have a very bright future. As India celebrates the 9 years of the Startup India initiative in the form of National Startup Day 2025, India is the third largest startup hub in the world. As of now, there are more than 1.6 lakh government recognized startups employing more than 1.6 million people. This tells us the power of the startups in India. Hello and welcome to the Drishti IAS English channel. I am Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the topic of the National Startup Day 2025, and this is important from your General Studies paper 3, that is economy, and specifically Indian economy, employment, and from General Studies paper 2, that is government policies, because we will be talking about the government policies with regarded to the or with respect to the startups in India. So the timeline, what all we will be discussing would be National Startup Day, Startup Nation India, Startup Culture in India, Indian Startup Ecosystem Report, Government Initiatives to promote startup in India, key features of Startup India, role of startups, what can be the roadblock in running a startup, UPSC PYQ which has been asked, and then practice question. So let's begin. So the National Startup Day 2025. So the National Startup Day is observed annually on the date of 16th January every year to appreciate and promote the Indian startup ecosystem, as India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. So to appreciate the startup ecosystem and also to promote the startup ecosystem. Startup, if we talk about, then startup according to the DPIIT, startup is an entity which is not more than 10 years old and the turnover is less than 100 crore. So that is considered to be a startup. So to appreciate and promote the startups, so the National Startup Day 2025 or the National Startup Day every year started, and it was started in the year 2022, but the Startup India initiative was started in the year 2016. So the Startup India initiative is much older as compared to the National Startup Day. National Startup India is 2016. Declaration of the National Startup Day is in the year 2022. So 2016, this is the 9th anniversary of the Startup India initiative. Now Startup Nation, that is India. India has emerged as one of the most vibrant startup ecosystems with the third largest startup hub after the US, because United States of America, you can say, is the pioneer and is the starting point of startups. But the culture in India as of now is growing, with few of the cities becoming the epitome of startups, be it Mumbai, be it Bengaluru, and now Hyderabad is also coming up. Then with over 100 plus unicorns, the Indian startup landscape is shaping the future of innovation and entrepreneurship. And one of the most important part is that they are the major drivers of the Indian economy, and also they are the major employment providers of the economy. India has more than 73,000 startups with at least one woman director. So under the startups, one woman director that India has is more than 73,000. And if we talk about the startups numbers, then it is around 1,57,066 startups as of now, and around half of it, that is 73,000 startups, have at least one director in the form of a woman or a female. And this tells us that how crucial the woman role is in driving innovation and economic growth. And this also tells us the increasing stature of female or the female workforce participation is also on a rise, and if the director position is taken by a female, this also tells us that how active participation female is having with regards to the startups. And many a times we are also seeing that the startups driven by the females are also increasing in numbers. Then startup culture in India. So the entrepreneurship spirit in India has undergone a paradigm shift in the last decade. When we talk about decade, it means the last 10 years. And this paradigm shift, a lot of credit goes to the Startup India initiative, which the initiative promotes the innovation and the entrepreneurship journey of the youth of India, or anyone who wants to or who dreams of running a startup. Then cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Mumbai and Delhi NCR have become the epicenters of innovation because most of the startups are registered in these cities. Then the growth of startups in diverse sectors including fintech, edtech, health tech and e-commerce. Now e-commerce is one of the point where a lot of startups are happening and also a lot of employment is getting generated. E-commerce stands for electronic commerce. Then health tech stands for health and technology combined together to solve the problems of health. EdTech is education plus technology. It means both coming and revolutionizing the new way of education. Then fintech is technology plus finance, so that more and more digital things can be done and finances can be changed with adding the pinch of technology to it. Then the startup culture in India. So the startup culture, if you can say that the startup growth in India is contributed by the affordable internet, young workforce and diverse sectors. Now diverse sector, as we just talked about, it is fintech, e-commerce, health and technology. Then there is technology, IT hub. Then young workforce. So if we talk about India, the biggest asset India has is its workforce, it is its demography, because the population, the youth population of India is very, very important and is very, very useful for India. And this is also running India's economy. Then affordable internet, because the more we talk about technology, the more we talk about the usage of internet. So all these three factors, they together comes up and talks about the growth of startup in India. Now if we talk about then the 2024 startup story in numbers, if we talk about, then DPIIT startup data talks about that there are around 1.7 lakh registered, government registered startups in India. Then if we talk about few of the startups which have become unicorns in the year 2024, that would be Rapido, Ather Energy, then Crutrim, then Moneyview, Perfoise. Then if we talk about the innovation hub cities in India, that is Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Mumbai and Delhi NCR. Apart from this, you can say Pune is also there. Then there are other cities like Bhopal is also there. Then Chennai is there. Then more than 73,000 startups have at least one woman director, and this talks about that women are also playing a major role with regards to the entrepreneurship journey and the innovation sector in India. And around 1.6 million startups have created over more than 1.6 million jobs across the country. So the startups have created around 1.6 million jobs, and this tells us that how much big contribution the startups are making in moving the India's GDP. So India's GDP is also running, and one of the sectors on which India's GDP is running is the startup sector of India. Then the Indian Startup Ecosystem Report. So the Indian Startup Ecosystem Report by the Startup India, it talks about that India's startups have leveraged emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain and IoT to solve local and global problems. Now to move forward in any sector, it is important to do the R&D, that is the research and development, and also to find out that what is the future. So the future lies in the artificial intelligence, the future lies in sectors like the blockchain, and India is also doing very well to leverage on these sectors, so that in the coming times, whatever growth India makes with regards to the startups, that growth needs to be sustainable in nature. Then the culture of innovation supported by incubators, accelerators, and robust mentoring networks has fostered a unique ecosystem that bridges grassroots challenges with cutting edge solutions. So whenever we talk about a ecosystem, the startup ecosystem and business in India is a difficult job. And there are many challenges. The challenges can be red tapeism, the challenges can be bureaucratic hurdles, the challenges can be political hurdles, the challenges can be the tax system of India. It can be many challenges. But more important than the challenges is that you need to know how to find the solution of those challenges. So that is why the cutting edge solutions plays a very important role. Then Indian government initiatives that has been taken by the government of India till now. So recognizing the transformative potential of startups, the government has introduced several initiatives to support and nurture entrepreneurship. So the concept of Viksit Bharat that the Prime Minister of India always talks about by the year 2047, how is that going to be met? How that goal is going to be met? So that goal can be met by providing more and more jobs to the people. And when the people will have more and more jobs, the people will have money in their pockets. And when the people will have money in their pockets, then only they are going to spend it in the economy. And if the spending power of the people will increase, then only the economy or the slowdown in the economy will go down and the economy will move in a circular direction. Because consumption rate needs to improve for an economy to move forward. And for that, people needs jobs. And more jobs can be created by more and more startups. And that is how the transformative nature of startup can contribute to India's growth and increasing GDP of India. The flagship Startup India program launched in the year 2016 has been a cornerstone in this effort. So this was the time when the transformation in India's economy with regard to the startups or the entrepreneurial journey of people, this was the cornerstone initiative by the government of India. So, December 25, 2024, around 1,57,066 startups were recognized by the DPIIT. And December 25, 2024, around 7,59,303 users registered on the portal for startups. Now, key features of Startup India. Key features are ease of doing business, because ease of doing business tells us that how easily startups can be formed in a country and how easy is to run a startup in a country. So that is simplified compliance, self-certification, single window clearances have reduced bureaucratic hurdles for startups, because the less hurdles startups will face, more and more number of startups will come up in the country. Second is the tax benefits, because whenever a startup is starting, they need certain kind of leverages, they need certain kind of push, they need certain kind of subsidies. So that can be in the form of tax benefits. Startups registered under the scheme enjoy tax exemptions for 3 consecutive financial years. So tax exemption is there for startups. Then funding support. The Fund of Funds for Startups initiative has allocated around 10,000 crore rupees to boost early stage funding. So the financial funding or financial support is also provided. Now, sector specific policies. So tailored policies for industries like biotechnology, agriculture and renewable energy have encouraged the sectoral growth. So different sectors, all the sectors needs to grow together. It is not that one growth is seeing a very high growth while the other sectors are not able to or perform well. Then the Bharat Startup Knowledge Access Registry, that is Bhaskar. Bhaskar, it is a platform designed to centralize, streamline and enhance collaboration among the key stakeholders. So whatever are the key stakeholders in a startup, they need to come together and collaborate with each other within the entrepreneurship ecosystem, including startups, investors, mentors, service providers and government bodies. They all need to come together and collaborate with each other. Then what are the other initiatives apart from the Startup India initiatives that the government of India has taken? So that is initiatives such as the Atal Innovation Mission and the National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing Innovations to provide infrastructure and financial support to innovators. So infrastructure support and financial support. And to start a startup, these are the two of the biggest support anyone can provide to the people or to the company, because infrastructure you need so that you are able to work properly and in a streamlined manner. Financial support any startup needs in the starting to start a business, so that they can work properly on the idea or on the motto of the business. Then Startup Accelerator of MEITY, that is Ministry of Information Technology, for product innovation, development and growth, that is Samriddh scheme, which was launched in the year 2021. So the aim of the Samriddh scheme was to support 300 software product startups over 4 years with an outlay of rupees 99 crore and providing funding up to rupees 40 lakh per startup through accelerators to scale their businesses. So basically providing financial support. Then role of startups in India's economic development, generated employment. So more than 1.6 million jobs have been provided by the startup. Then boosted GDP growth through different sectors like exports, then employment, then also lesser dependence on imports, manufacturing in India, Make in India initiative giving boost to the Making India initiatives, and many more things. Then attracted foreign investments. So if any startup has a good idea, any startup needs funding, so they can go and talk to people. There are venture capitalists also, venture funding is also being done, angel investors are there. So there are people who are ready to invest in good ideas. So, and the startups also attract a lot of investments in the country. Then promoted inclusivity. So the rural focused startups and social enterprises are addressing critical gaps in healthcare, education and agriculture, improving the quality of life for millions. So the startups are now increasing in the sector of which are more focused towards the rural India and are solving their problems. Then what are the different roadblocks? It means what are the different challenges that can come in starting of a startup? That is regulatory hurdles. Regulatory hurdles can be in the sense of permits, then the permits are there, permits are not given, licenses are not given. Then talent retention hurdle. So attrition rate as of now in startups are very, very high. It means that the people who are leaving the company or the leaving any company or organization is very high in startups. Then market saturation and hyper competition. For startups, the competition, if they are entering into a segment which already has a lot of players, settled players in that, so the competition is very, very high. And market saturation. There are sectors in which the market saturation has come, like for example, the real estate sector in India as of now. Then infrastructure gaps and uneven funding. Many a times funding is not provided or the startups are not able to generate funding. Reasons can be many, like for example, good idea is not there, logistics problem is there, infrastructure problem is there, because the infrastructure in India as of now at many different and the cornerstones of India, the small cities, the tier 3, tier 4 cities, they are not able to provide proper infrastructure. Scaling challenges, that after a company has reached or a startup has reached a certain portion or a certain level, that above that level they are not able to scale themselves. Lack of deep tech innovation, and then the exit challenges, that how to move out from the market. Now what measures can be adopted to enhance the startup sector? Streamlined regulatory sandbox. It means that if any new innovation or the startup idea is being done, then it can be done in a controlled manner. It can be done in a very small it can be done in a very small segment, and then see how that segment is performing and then make it on a bigger level. Targeted skill development programs, so that the jobs which are created for the people need to have the desired skill for those jobs. Government procurement boost. Mandate a certain percentage of government procurement from startups, similar to the existing 25% procurement requirements from MSME. So the procurement from the MSME, the government is doing. So government can also play a very big role and help the startups with the procurement level. Then what measures can be adopted to enhance the startup sector? Other points are decentralized startup hubs, to develop tier 2 and tier 3 cities as startup hubs through targeted infrastructure and incentives. More focus can be done to cities which have not developed as compared to the other developed cities as of now, like Delhi or Bombay or Mumbai. Enhanced tax initiatives, so the tax regulations can be made easier for the startups. Robust IP protection framework, streamline the patent filing and approval process, reducing the average time, because the time which it takes is very high as of now. Enhanced funding access, so the fund of funds for startups and create sector specific funds also. Then let us talk about few of the UPSC PYQs, because the PYQs tells us that how important the point that we have studied as of now, or the sector we have studied as of now, and what kind of questions the exam is asking. So what does venture capital mean? A short-term capital provided to industries, a long-term startup capital provided to new entrepreneurs, funds provided to industries at times of incurring losses, or funds provided for replacement and renovation of industries. So this is how the question is being asked. Then one more PYQ. The Atal Innovation Mission is set up under the Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Labor and Employment, Niti Aayog, or Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So this tells us that question can be asked with regards to the Startup India initiative, or the how important Startup India is, or the startups is for the Indian ecosystem or the Indian economy. So these kind of questions can be asked. Now the conclusion. So India's journey towards becoming the world's leading startup ecosystem is driven by a combination of demographic, economic and policy factors. And this also tells us that how important the role of startups in the Indian economy is, and movement of the Indian economy, or the circular movement of the Indian economy. It is helping in exports, it is providing employment to the people, it is reducing the dependence of India's imports. So it is basically driving the India's economy, because India's economy is standing on many different segments, and one of the segments is startups, the other segment can be MSME. So there are many different segments, and startup is a segment which was earlier very small, but slowly and gradually it is rising in its size. And in the coming times, you will see that it is contributing even more to the GDP. It is contributing even more to the India's economic growth and to the overall Indian economy. And now in the end, a practice question. And like always, you people will give me the answer in the comment section. So the question reads, Bhaskar platform, sometimes mentioned in the news, is related to which of the following sectors? Health, agriculture, startup or education? We have discussed this in the video. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time. Keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.